Shalom and greetings from Jerusalem, Jane. I'm about to walk out the door, but I just quickly wanted to record this video message first. As a matter of fact, I have a doctor's appointment, and this is a doctor that's coming in from outside Jerusalem. So yesterday I got a text on my phone confirming this appointment, but they were also saying that they were working according to the directive from Home Front Command. The same message came up when I had to make an appointment in the post office in the beginning of next week. So yeah, literally right now down here we live day by day. 203 families here in Israel has been notified by the Israeli military that their loved ones are being held captive, hostages inside the Gaza Strip by the brutal ISIS Hamas terror organization. Please pray for these hostages. Please pray for their families. I can't even imagine the horror that they are going through. 306 soldiers were killed in this war. Also, many of them literally just massacred by Hamas when they went out. Our soldiers heroically fighting these demonic evil terrorists. More than 1,400 people has been confirmed dead. According to the forensics, the people, the rescue workers, they are still finding bodies as they are going through the Israeli communities. Yesterday, they found, they came into a house and they found the body of an adult, and then they found an attic where there was a young child who has escaped to the attic, but these terrorists just set the house on fire. In another house, they found more people who was literally just burned to death. The atrocities, you can't imagine. They filmed when they catched up to a pregnant lady. They pinned her down, they tied her mouth so she couldn't scream, and they cut open her belly, and they took out her baby, stabbed the baby, and they filmed it. They filmed these atrocities. You can't imagine the horror that happened here. It's just unbelievable. Every single person in this country is traumatized, is hurting, is grieving. The amount of funerals that's taking place, the people being held captive, people who had to flee for their lives, their houses were burned down. These terrorists had explosive device and they threw them in the bomb shelter, blowing people up. They threw it in their houses. Hundreds and hundreds, thousands of houses are ruined, and people need to find, where am I going to go? Where am I going to live? As well as the Israeli army is preparing for the ground invasion into Gaza. It's a very, very difficult task. These terrorists are hiding in underground bunkers. That's the money that was sent from your government to help the civilians in Gaza. They stole them. They have built these underground tunnels. So it's going to be very, very difficult for the Israeli army to go in. Of course, that's also where they know that the hostages are being held. At the same time, on the northern border, Hezbollah is firing anti-tank missiles into Israel. There's been casualties on the northern border. On the Israeli side, Israel is retaliating. So everything is tense. There will be an operation inside Gaza. Israel has no chance. They have to cut the head of the snake. They have to eradicate this evil ISIS terrorist organization once and for all that's running the Gaza Strip. But then maybe even more importantly, on the northern border, Israel can't have the threat from Hezbollah, who has 150,000 rockets and missiles pointing at Israel at any given moment. They can start firing these rockets. And we are seeing movements in Lebanon. We are seeing people living close to the borders being moved away. Traders are being moved away. And they are positioning themselves up there. At the same time, the same thing is happening in Syria, with Iranian proxies coming in from Iraq into Syria. So things are so tense. We need your prayers. Israel is preparing for that all-front war. Israel is also putting up a big tent, hospitals on the northern border. So when all of these things are ready, and the army is saying go, they are going to go into Gaza and they are going to attack these terrorists. At the same time, I want to really emphasize one more time that when people are talking about the innocent civilians, and yesterday the President of the United States was saying Hamas does not represent the Palestinians. Well, the people that wrote that speech for him, they are not very enlightened. Hamas has a huge following amongst the Palestinian Arabs. Mahmoud Abbas, Abu Mazen, the leader of the Palestinians, haven't had an election for nearly 20 years because he knows if I allow an election for the Palestinians, he's going to lose. Hamas is going to take over. They are highly popular. The Palestinian Authority, they don't have any authority amongst the Arab population anymore. Many of them are supporting Hamas. They are supporting the massacre of the Jewish babies, the raping of the women, the burning, the decapitation. Yes, they do. We saw immediately people were running out to Hebron, to Nablus, to Ramallah, to all of the Palestinian Authorities cities, and they are out in full uniform, wearing green, the Hamas color, and they support them. They have a huge supportive amongst the Palestinians, including in the Gaza Strip. So don't say that Hamas doesn't represent them. Yes, they do. Not all of them, but they have a huge following, including inside the Gaza Strip. All of these terrorists that came in here to rape and mutilate and murder, they all have families in the Gaza Strip, and they support that their family, their brother, their uncle went in here to massacre the Jewish people. And now they are all screaming about we are innocent civilians in the Gaza Strip. So Israel had said, we are not going to allow any aid into Gaza unless they relieved our hostages. No way. But the American president came yesterday and he brought a huge military aid package to Israel, which Israel needs. And he was pressuring Israel, saying we need to have some food, some provision to the people inside the Gaza Strip. So Israel agreed and said, okay, I think it was 20 trucks that is coming in through the crossing between Gaza and Egypt. Yes. For those who keep saying that Gaza is the biggest open-air prison in the world, they are completely delusional and they are lying. The Gaza Strip has a border crossing into Egypt, but Egypt is not interested in helping their Palestinian brothers. They could open the border and they could let people in, maybe even just as long as this war was going on, and then they could say, go back. They don't. They are not interested in helping them. The king of Jordan was out saying, we are not taking refugees to Jordan or to Egypt in any way. So they don't really care about them that much. So things are really tense here in Israel. The president left yesterday, and as soon as he was out of the country, rockets started flying back into Israel. I think it was 4 times yesterday towards Tel Aviv, to central Israel, and then we were being shot at also in the north from Hezbollah. So rockets are still flying in. I mean, come on, they're talking about we lack everything in the Gaza Strip. The only thing they don't lack, the only thing they have enough of is rockets to fire into Israel, to murder as many Israeli innocent babies as possible. For such a time as this, we stand with Israel. Like I said again, please pray for Israel, support Israel. There are so many needs in this country. If you find good, trustworthy organizations who's helping for equipment to the soldiers, you have to understand, never since the rebirth of Israel has so many soldiers been called up. People are coming in, people are joining, even people in the reserve that was not called up. They are actually coming and saying we want to serve. So they need equipment, they need clothes, they need gears, they need vests. So find good donation platform where you can support the soldiers, support the people who lost everything, who is now, the people who don't have a home now, they're sitting in hotels, but they need to find a more permanent place. There are so many needs in this country. So for such a time as this, we will stand with Israel. I can't remember his name now, but one of the leaders from England is here today also showing support for Israel. And yeah, forgive me for not remembering his name, but he just arrived here in Israel. So foreign leaders are coming in to show support for Israel. But I mean, they are all concerned, and especially the American administration that was here yesterday, they are really concerned that this is going to break into a regional war. And if that happens, let's see if the troops that America is having standby and the warships that's coming in, if they will get involved. Israel is on high alert. It's only a matter of time before Israel goes in and cut the head of the snake inside Gaza. It's going to be a long, long war. Like I said, they're going to have to go down in the bunkers. There are going to be booby traps. There are going to be explosive devices. There are going to be mines. There are going to be snipers to murder the Israeli troops that's coming in. So it's going to be very, very, it's going to be hot. It's going to be heartbreaking. There's going to be casualties on the Israeli side. But like I said, Israel cannot continue to live with the threat from Hamas into the Gaza Strip. But it's the same. Israel cannot continue to live with the threat from Hezbollah on the northern border. So yeah, sorry, I have to get ready. I have to have an appointment, so I have to leave. I will do my best to continue to keep all of you updated on all my social media platforms. Bye.